Welcome back. Now let's see who else will join Kilkenny and Galway in the Leinster Hurling semi-finals. In a moment we'll see Laois and Wexford, but first up Des Curran on the clash of Westmeath and Offaly.
Well, this is the Westmeath 15. The management hope can lay the foundation for another famous win today. One late change. Niall Mitchell has cried off. Joey Boyle wearing 17 comes in. Alan Devine 22 points in the 3 round robin fixtures. Killian Doyle another to watch. Wholesale changes 10 in total for Offaly from that headline grabbing and heavy defeat to Westmeath here last year. Like Westmeath, one change today to the selected 15. Aidan Tracy in for Conor Dohan. Dermot Short expected to drop to full back. An attendance of over 3,000 in Mullingar for a game that has been much hyped off the pitch this week. Dangerous ball dropped in by Shane Kinsella, and the goalkeeper Paddy Maloney has got entangled with Shane Dooley here. The referee has blown the whistle. No indication yet exactly what he's given. He's going to have a word with his umpire, but well, at best it looked a clumsy challenge from Paddy Maloney, the Westmeath goalkeeper, and it is a penalty. 6 minutes in. And Offaly with a great chance here, never looked at the ball, Paddy Maloney. Now Shane Dooley, the championship top scorer last season, rifles this one to the back of the net. And Offaly take the lead. Ticking towards the half-hour mark at Cusack Park. That's a huge ball launched downfield, and Westmeath looking to come on the attack again. Offaly break it up in their half-back line. But Dara Egerton, the substitute, is there, and further support inside from his captain Angus Clark. And a runner on the inside here, it's Robbie Greville who's going to go for goal. Fine save from James Dempsey, who got everything behind that, the Offaly goalkeeper. Danger is still there though. Westmeath back in possession with Cormac Boyle. Support behind him from Joey Boyle. And the late call up to the side today pops that one over the bar. Fine score from Westmeath. Half-time whistle almost upon us. Impressive first half from Westmeath, but with this win, just a 4-point lead as it stands. Will that be enough? Niall O'Brien, it looks like good contact. Will it carry? It will. Second point of the day for Niall O'Brien. Superbly executed. Here is Killian Doyle. Turning back down this near sideline he goes. Support on his right-hand side from Angus Clark. About to be swallowed up. Good pass back inside for Doyle again, who can set his sights here. And he likes it. Hopefully protesting that this one's gone wide, but the umpires consult and they've given it. Killian Doyle with his first point of the day. 5th minute of the second half. Should it have counted? Dooley. Not great contact on that, and Greville can come out to meet it. Can't hold it though. And now Emmett Nolan turns neatly. Nolan looking for his first score of the day. 4 points on the bounce for Offaly and just 1 in arrears now. Big ball downfield. Picked up by the captain for Offaly, Sean Ryan, inside. Bergen sets his sights from a long, long way out. Well, Bergen and his fellow half-time substitute Paddy Murphy making a real impact here. Just inside towards that inside forward line. Offaly looking to get it clear, struggling to do so though. Alan Devine has got it in his hand. Westmeath sharpshooter, support on his left-hand side from Joey Boyle, blocked down. He'll get a second bite at this, Joey Boyle, and he's popped it over. A 2-point lead for Westmeath, 8 minutes to go. Every breaking ball, a crucial one now. Offaly win this one, and it's Emmett Nolan who's got the ball in his hand and now on his stick, and he's racing away. And Westmeath struggling to keep pace. Emmett Nolan to go all the way, and he has done. A flashing finish from Offaly's number 15. That's an outstanding individual goal. Well, he wasn't for catching, and the effort too hot for Paddy Maloney. Dempsey. Which side can grasp the closing minutes here now? Dooley's got the ball. There's a block on that. Joe Bergen might be in. Maloney scrambling. Tommy Doyle off the line. Dooley's there again. Poacher's goal from Shane Dooley. And they've hit the net twice in less than 3 minutes here, Offaly. Maloney and Tommy Doyle did their best, but Dooley with the crucial touch. Deep into stoppage time, it's got to be a goal for Westmeath now. Brendan Murtaugh's got it. He's got Killian Doyle in support. Murtaugh might go it alone. He finds Doyle on the end line. Oh, he squeezed it in somehow from the tightest of angles. A massive goal for Westmeath, and Killian Doyle ties it up in injury time. Didn't look like he had the room for that. Well, is it to be a replay? I think no one here would be disappointed if it were to be. Such has been the fare served up by these two today. Doyle comes, can't hold on to it. Bergen one-handed. Maloney makes the save. Liam Langton in there as well, and he's denied too. But Dooley flicks it to the nets. What a finish from Shane Dooley again. Has he broken Westmeath hearts here? Paddy Maloney with the opportunity to get this clear, but how quick was Dooley, who arrived on his blind side to flick it home. All eyes on the referee, and he's blown the final whistle. Offaly exercised the ghosts of a year ago and advanced to the Leinster semi-finals. An outstanding contest, a thrilling end. It has finished in Cusack Park, Mullingar. Offaly 4-15, Westmeath 1-20.
That was an absolute super game of hurling. Like, win or lose, I would have to say the same. But yeah, look, we felt under serious pressure. I feel for Michael Ryan just talking to him there, coming off. Like, but look, I don't want to be in that situation. So someone has to win, someone has to lose. But an absolutely great game of hurling.
Absolutely devastated to lose that game. You know, we were in a great position midway to the second half, and they came back into it, and they went 5 points up, and we fought to the very end. And I thought, you know, we did enough to earn a draw. But I suppose ultimately, you know, we played some super hurling, but we made a few mistakes, and they cost us. And at this level, you can't afford to give away goals because you'll be punished, and the goals were the deciding factor in the game.
Laois on home soil, but a major test lay in wait for a side that had struggled badly in the league. Visitors Wexford had already laid down a 2017 marker. Manager Davy Fitzgerald banned from the sideline, but no doubt still an influence. And he almost saw his side make a dream start. Just 30 seconds in, David Redmond beat Enda Rowland, only to see Lee clear off the line. The wake-up call served Laois well. Stephen Maher here opened the scoring in fine fashion, and with captain Ross King adding 2 quick-fire points, the home side led by 3 after 5 minutes. But Wexford hit back to tie it up soon after. A flowing move involving Paul Morris and Redmond ended with the latter finding Harry Keogh in space. He made no mistake, rifling home from a tight angle. In a high-tempo start, the influential Conor MacDonald then produced one of the scores of the half after a brilliant piece of stick work tight to the sideline. Laois looked to their midfield pairing of Ross King and Paddy Purcell to drive them forward. The strong-running Purcell with his superb long-range effort to tie it up. But Wexford were to register 4 of the next 5 scores. This Harry Keogh effort was to nudge them a goal in front, and Keogh himself was to end the half with a personal tally of 1-2. Laois through Kieran Collier, Chad Dwyer and Ross King kept in touch, but with Wexford outscoring them 6 points to 3 in the last 10 minutes of the half, including a brace of points from Morris, the visitors were to lead by 5 at the break. Laois needed a strong start to the second half, but within 10 minutes of the restart, Wexford were out of sight. 3 points from Conor MacDonald, allied to a brace from Morris, saw them surge 9 clear before Aidan Nolan pounced for their second goal of the day after good work in the build-up from Keogh and substitute Jack Guiney. The return of a fit Sean Murphy was a big plus on the day for Wexford. Their influential sweeper popped up to add his name to the scorers list with his fine long-range effort. With half-time arrival Guiney at the edge of the square, Wexford had another dangerous forward to hit, and having earlier had a goal ruled out, on 55 minutes the Rathnewer man made it count with a brilliant finish across the bows of Rowlands. Up against it, Laois kept playing, and they were rewarded when Purcell took advantage of a spill by Oliver O'Leary, deputising for the injured Mark Fanning, to fire to the net. Laois were to end the game with 13 men, red cards inside the final 15 minutes for Chad Dwyer and Willie Dunphy, but the game was beyond them by then. On a day when Conor MacDonald again showed his class with a 9-point haul, 4 from play, it was a case of job done by Wexford, and in pretty impressive fashion. Next up, the big one against Kilkenny. Final score, Wexford 325, Laois 117.
We had a lot of respect for Laois, and we knew, and I, knew they have some very good players. So we were only focusing on Laois, even though everybody else was talking about the 10th. All right, now that game is on. We know, like Kilkenny, after we went up to Nolan Park and beat them, they'll be all guns blazing when they're hurt, you know, like that. Totally different animal in the championship.
From a development point of view, I think physically Wexford are right up there as one of the strongest, physically strong teams out there. We have a bit of work to do on that. But I thought our guys battled hard right to the finish there. There was nothing stopping us having them over 20, 22, 23 points. If we some of them wides we had were a little bit sloppy, we can learn from that. But I suppose our defensive side we have to look at. Conceding 325 isn't going to be good enough.
And here is the semi-final draw in Leinster. Kilkenny versus Wexford on June 10th, Saturday evening. Great crowd of that. Galway versus Offaly on June 18. Ger, was predictable enough, I suppose, not unlike the other game, Wexford winning comfortably against Laois.
Yeah, it was predictable. I think the main thing for Wexford was, that their defence would hold up fairly tight. They gave 220 away below on their own pitch to Laois in the league. They seem to have rectified that. Worst of all, they gave 5-17, even with a sweeper to Tipperary. So, they have to improve on that defensive display up front. They're very physically strong, obviously very, very fit, very robust, very well organised. But when it comes down to it, when it comes to the game against Kilkenny, it's how that defence is going to perform, because everybody's saying about Kilkenny maybe not as good as they were before. They still scored 220 in last year's All-Ireland, which should have been 420. So with Gerard Aylward back, they're going to have a really formidable forward line. So how that defence plays against Kilkenny, that's going to be decisive in what is going to be a mammoth game in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. Eddie, that Westmeath-Offaly game was a thriller. It was tough on Westmeath, wasn't it? Because they had played very well for so long.
Yeah, I was tuned into this on radio last night, and it had all the drama you think of it. We can argue about maybe the quality of the hurling, but it had all the drama that a championship match needs, and right down to the wire then there was huge drama at the end of it. And in fairness to Westmeath, they made all the running in this match. They dominated the terms of engagement, and to be fair, probably the sport is cruel sometimes, that you'd say, when there was an opportunity for them maybe to take a scalp. And people talk about, look, it was a big thing if they had to beat Offaly last night. I don't think it would have been that big of a shock had it happened, because that is the strides that Westmeath have made. But a few little things cost me. You'd say, look, in the first half, in a position of strength, 5 or 6 points up, Paddy Maloney, maybe our clumsiness here tangles with Shane Dooley. There's probably no need for him really to go out there. I don't think a goalie should be going out. And this maybe just gave Offaly a little bit of air going in at half-time. It breathed a bit of life back into him. But up to that point, they had been hurling well. Alan Devine picked off 10 points during that match. He was central to everything. I mean, here he's setting up an attack for Robbie Greville, takes a good shot, forced a good save out of James Dempsey. And like any good team, follow it up. They don't let Offaly clear the ball. And Joey Boyle ends up picking off a point. That's good composed play, recycling it when the shot is not on. So you'd have to say, from a neutral perspective, it was brilliant, and just one of those nights where the drama unfolded close to it.
But even when they went behind, they didn't give up. And I mean, that was a great finish, but Westmeath hung in all the time.
Well, they were hanging in great until the 63rd minute, and then everything changed, But it was such a heartwarming game with so much passion and everything else. And then Emmett Nolan got the ball. They're now Offaly are a point down. To give Offaly their due, they showed great character. The usual Offaly character towards the end. He scores that goal, and then straight away, that puts them 2 points up. Straight away then, of course, Dooley comes in and buries it as well. Now watch him here. He wins the ball first. He takes a chance. He follows it up, Shane Dooley, and scores it. A real striker's instinct, if you want to call it that, or a forward's instinct. They're now 5 points up. Then Westmeath come back again, 2 points from freeze, and then Killian Doyle gets a brilliant goal from an impossible angle. So now they're level again. Almost from the book out again, the ball comes down. The goalie does very, very well here initially, with a man in on top of him. He collects the ball, he's coming out, the cornerback is loose. He throws it up to his Al Paddy, and the ball, Shane Dooley. But it'll just tell you Shane Dooley, he's 31 years of age, and the instinct he has for score. He scored 3-8 of Offaly's total. I think 2-5 from play, and without him, Offaly would be in serious trouble. But at least for Offaly, they showed some of the Offaly character, coming back towards the end of the game. They showed that last night. But a lovely game, forget about the standard. A lovely game, and both managers will be delighted, but heartbreaking for Westmeath in the end.
Yeah, can they put it up to Galway now?
It's hard to see it, to be honest. You look through that team, it's probably quite an inexperienced Offaly setup. And again, as Jerk pointed out there, take out Shane Dooley's contribution last night. They're struggling, but to be fair to them, they are doing the work. They're going with a couple of new guys. I know there's a lot of work going on in the background trying to get them. They have a fabulous facility developed out there down in Offaly now. So you have to start somewhere. You know, they can mull over and say Offaly have gone back a little bit, but there's only one way you rectify that, and that's put the shoulder to the wheel. But you'd have to say they're facing into an inevitable defeat against Galway. You just never know.
Let them enjoy this weekend for us.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. All right, well, look, and thank you very much, Eddie and Ger, for your company. After the break,